Hi, welcome to ITG's Listen and Learn. My name is Ryan Gardner, and I'm the trumpet professor at the University of Colorado in Boulder. Today, I thought it'd be fun to discuss a little bit about breathing and why it's so important. For one, if you breathe in relaxed, you are going to produce a relaxed exhalation. This will help to eliminate a lot of the tension that you would feel when you're playing because relaxation leads to more relaxation. Stress in your breath leads to tension. Also, if you breathe in as relaxed and beautifully as possible, you're going to produce a beautiful sound. If you breathe in with absolute ease and you know exactly where to place your breath, it's going to lead to better attacks. And most importantly, if you breathe with musical intention, it's going to support whatever phrase is going to come next. So if you are going to play a march, you're going to breathe in with musical intention. If you're going to breathe for something like more lyrical, you're going to breathe with that intention in mind. Now, I thought it would be really great to give you a simulation of what it's like to actually breathe with absolute relaxed air. And the best way that I can describe this is to just take a breath through my nose. And it's, again, I'm not trying to breathe the world in. I'm just trying to breathe as easily and as relaxed as possible. And I'm going to do this through just my nose, and then I'm going to let the air come right out. It'll look like this. In doing that, what I can feel is almost like there's a balloon in my stomach. And not only does a balloon is not a two-dimensional object, it's a three-dimensional object. So it's filling up and out. And so you should be filling up into your lungs. A lot of times people talk about breathing into your diaphragm. And while we do want to start from breathing lower in our bodies, if you breathe only into your diaphragm, it's going to actually hurt. And I would encourage you to try that. Try that. When you breathe like that, it doesn't feel super great. And the diaphragm is actually an involuntary muscle. So because we are breathing right now, our diaphragm is actively working. And what we want to do is we want to get air into our lungs, into our sides, into our back. Just like I was saying with that balloon. You want to think of expanding up and out. So let's do it one more time where we just take that nice nose breath and we're going to focus on everything expanding up. Another thing is our shoulders may rise a little bit. If they rise naturally, that's okay. You obviously don't want them to come clear up to your ears, but you don't want to actively also work against and try and make them stay low. So again, as naturally as we can make this happen, we're going to go breathe through our nose. And then we're going to do that same thing through our mouth. And that's what a good breath looks like. Another concept that I want to introduce is this idea of a pendulum. And so a lot of people go wrong and get tension here because they'll breathe in, stop the air, and then breathe out. And so that can lead to really bad attacks. It could lead to tension. And what you want to do is breathe in and just have the breath come in. So it's one motion, not two motions. A lot of times what people will do is they'll breathe in a lot of air and then they'll slowly, like almost decrescendo the air. So it'll be like, and so you're going to end up having like a wah attack or a bad attack. But if you can breathe in with this pendulum idea, then everything becomes way easier. You know exactly where to place the note. I also want to introduce the idea of different kinds of breaths. So if I'm playing in the low register, I need a lot of air, but not very fast air. So I would breathe like this. As I go into the middle register, you need a little bit faster air and a little less volume. And as you go into the upper register, you need not too much air, but you need quite a bit of speed. So it would look like this. And so those are different ways to think about how to breathe and just concepts. One of the things that my teacher, Vince Penzarella, taught me was to produce these different breathing ideas of speeds, he would have you breathe in for 4 counts by 4 counts. So in for 4 and out for 4. And then he would have you, which is very slow, voluminous air. As you would then shrink the counts, it would go 3 by 3. So in for 3 beats, out for 3 beats. You'd also could do this again for in for 2 beats and then out for 2 beats. Again, we're getting faster and faster because we have less time to get the same amount of air in. And the real fun one is the in for 1 beat, out for 1 beat. And I like to put my finger in front of my mouth to simulate what a mouthpiece feels like. So you could see it's really fast air coming in and out. There are a couple other tricks that I just want to throw out there. If you want to get this idea of different speeds, you can use different size straws and breathe in through them. A really small coffee straw simulates high range air. If you want more of a regular straw, like a drinking straw, that's like a middle register air. And then you can get a bigger pipe, and that will simulate more low air. Also, the breath builder is really excellent to help with different speeds of air. One other idea just to think about is almost pretend like there's a big hole through your chest, and if you breathe through that hole, you'll still feel the expansion that we were talking about earlier with the balloon. So it'll look like this. And most importantly is to always lead with your musicianship. I think of the breath as part of the minute the air comes in, I am committed to playing. And if you think about playing with a conductor, never do you see this, where you're just all of a sudden being told to play. There's always a preparatory beat. And so we need to consider that as part of what it is that we do with our breathing, and to really make that breathing part of the phrase. I hope this little tutorial has been really helpful on breathing. And again, my name is Ryan Gardner. I'm the trumpet professor at the University of Colorado in Boulder. And I hope you're enjoying ITG's Listen and Learn.